Hello and welcome back to this series where we are going to continue to look at Bitcoin. Okay, so in the last video we saw that price reacted nicely off this area up here. I was looking for price to come a little bit higher. If I move this, extend it forward, I was looking to go a little bit higher here because here you can see this candle here, price came down, then it pulled back and it found liquidity to move lower from that, so it released from this area up here. So that's the, I can see it, so I can't really read, I'll read this rectangle, the 7764-ish area. Price came just below, so we actually returned to this accumulation candle almost to the pip, and this is where price released from. So price left very quickly, but notice that we are not able to close below this, and we still have this down here, this nice area here which is still fresh and untested. Let's zoom in a little and have a look at that. See if I have hourly data to go back that far. It's not sure. Yes, I do. You see that price broke away very sharply from here. So this to me is a pretty interesting area, but price has not been back there. Let's measure how far down price has come, how close it's gotten to that level, and it hasn't gotten that close. You can see that we're at current price, and so price is still pretty far away from here. This is a 50, we'll say the 5100 area, but I think the price will eventually manage to wriggle down from there. But we had this this price release, so price poked into this area of supply, daily supply, and then it released very quickly. Let's have a look at this, the high, and then have a look on a smaller time frame and see exactly what it was that caused price to stop moving higher. So there's the high. Let's have a look at where price came to. Yeah, I mean, this is exactly the stuff that we've covered in these other videos. So price comes down, we go up, and then we dump away. And this is where price returned to. So you can see how price came down here, moved sideways for a while. This candle price came up, and this is where price went from. So the beginning of the sell zone for this release point is here, and this is pretty close to where price came back to. It's very interesting. Okay, so now we have to focus on, let me delete that, on current price, and let's see if we can see what's happening and where price has been and where it might return to. Let's have a look at the high here and see what it looks like. And here we have a pretty nice area here. How we have this area here. Price came down, accumulated, came down, accumulated, it went down, it went up, and then it dumped. So you, just to reiterate the process, you find the candle or series of candles that left the area of supply or demand, and you look to the area it tested prior to the departure. And here you can see price went up to here. Okay, so price came down, accumulated, went down, price came up, we found some sellers, and then it dumped. So if you go back here, you can say price came pretty close to it, and this is where we saw a bit of a bounce just here. So here we have the parent, and this is the child, okay? And so a child, the reason I differentiate between the children and the parents is because a child is a reaction to real supply and demand, and the parent is independently established. We also have a little area just up here, which is probably a little bit clearer on the smaller time frame. Yes, that's what we have there to the upside. This has been tested one time, so price could easily have another test there and maybe wriggle up a little bit higher. But if we look to the downside here, I mean, also notice that if we go to the hourly chart, that the price is kind of wriggling higher from here, and you can see we have a little area here. See here again, we have the same thing here as we had here. So here we have the parent and the child. So if price comes back down to here, maybe we'll have like a bit of a bounce from there. We also have a couple of areas below price. We have this one here, but this one's a little bit wide. So what we need to do is we need to go to the smaller time frame and then have a look below, and you can see we can reduce that, the size of this, down to here. So price came down, accumulated, and then left, and price left from this area here. You can see how the low of this candle is at the edge of this box. So this is a nice area as well. Let's zoom out and have a look. So this is what we have. We have this one here. This is interesting. The reason this is interesting is because this spike up here has cleared out bearish liquidity to the upside. So I like that. So the road is clear up here for the time being, at least until it gets to an opposing area of supply. So another test up at this area here, or this one just here. I'll mark this off. So the 70, 93, 40 area, that's another one here. That's a micro area. So those could be very interesting reaction points for us. But this is very clear. I mean, price went down and then shot up. We accumulated. Then price flew up. Probably as a result of some kind of news. Then price restabilized. It accumulated, jumped up, tested, and then went north. So this is an interesting area. If you go to the smaller time frame, we'll do the 5-minute chart just to see if we can refine our entry just a little. And if we look in here, no, we're not seeing. You can see here that we have the same thing going on here and here. So here, so parent, child, another child, another child. So we have 1, 2, 3 children on this time frame. And so this is also a nice price sensitive area, which is a 64.80. Pretty precise there. And this is kind of where price left. But this one is more interesting to us because this is where this move originated from. So I think if price feeds into this hourly area that we have here, we might see a bit of a reaction here. And we have this one here, of course, which is more interesting. Why is it more interesting? Because this is a better price. So the lower the price, the better. The higher the price, the better for selling. So this is what we have for the time being on this video. I'll leave it at that. See you in the next one. Thanks.